What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are back with another Mario Reacts video, and we are reacting to 5 of the most powerful bombs of all time. So I don't know if these mean like they've gone off or they just never detonated them, but these are the 5 most powerful bombs. I'm joined by Udisoft and Damu, and we're just gonna head straight into the video. We ain't wasting any time today.
Military technology has advanced at an alarming pace in the last century. Before World War II, the development of nuclear weapons was inconceivable.
What's this music?
But current governments have invented explosives that
bombs.
dwarf the hard during the tragic events of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, that's
Today we're looking
Nagasaki
at
one.
the 5 most powerful bombs in the world.
That was my time.
Oh yeah.
The
Love
Tsar
this bomb.
Bomba is the single most powerful bomb in the world
Tsar
today.
Bomba.
In fact, Tsar Bomba is the Western nickname for the Soviet RDS-220 hydrogen bomb. Detonated by the Soviet Union on October 30th, 1961. Tsar Bomba is the largest nuclear device ever
What do you reckon
detonated
would happen if we
and
shot
the
that
most
at the moon?
powerful man-made explosion in history.
We would die.
With a yield of 50
I mean,
megatons
wouldn't.
of TNT.
We need the
Tsar
moon.
Bomba was the culmination of a number of hydrogen
Would we
bomb
die?
tests
Wait.
conducted
Yeah, we
by-
need
Would
the
we die
moon.
if the moon was gone?
Yeah.
How?
We need the moon to survive.
It would really mess up the ocean because I know it has a huge impact on ocean currents.
Yeah, but
I don't think
that's
we
You know
would
what we're
die.
watching
right?
after
We don't
this?
have proof of that.
We're
right?
watching.
Like,
We're
What
watching
do
a
you mean
moon
we don't
video.
have proof of that?
we don't have proof that the moon does fucking anything. Just shoot it and
Yes,
see
we
what happens.
do.
The moon. If the moon's gone, we're dead. We're gonna die in
No,
like
we're
a
not.
week.
We definitely know the moon does something.
Okay, but what about if we just turn every house into a raft and then shoot the moon?
If we turn
You
every
got-
house
you-
into a raft.
Yeah, and then every house would be floating on water.
No, well, I'm not saying the world would. No, I think we'd be fine. I think there'd be a lot of negative effects, but we'd be like, there'd probably
Okay,
be.
well-
I don't know what's the problem, but the world would not end if the moon.
All right,
died.
we'll shoot that missile or whatever it is straight at the moon and see what happens. All right, and then we'll have proper evidence if the moon was important or not.
This time by both
Mate,
the
the
Soviet
moon is
Union
huge.
and the United
It would not
States.
do shit.
The bomb was 8 meters long,
I don't
had a
know, mate.
diameter
8
of
meter
nearly
long bomb.
2.6 meters, and weighed more than 27 tons.
I don't
27
read-
ton bomb.
Very
Come
similar
on.
in shape to the little boy
Yeah, how
and
much do
fat
you think
man
the moon
bombs which had
weighs?
devastated
The little-
the Japanese
I don't
cities
know,
of
probably like
Hiroshima
30
and
tons at
Nagasaki
least.
a decade and a half earlier. However, the Tsar Bomba yield was approximately 1,570 times more powerful than the yield of the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined.
dude,
and 10
if it
times
wiped
more
out Hiroshima,
powerful
it'll
than
wipe out
all
the
of
moon.
conventional weapons exploded during World War II. Tsar
They were
Bomba also
experimenting.
represented 25% of the estimated yield of the Krakatoa volcanic eruption of 1883 and 10% of all nuclear tests by that point. By comparison,
Jesus.
the B-41, the largest United States nuclear weapon, had a theoretical yield of 25 megatons. The largest nuclear device ever
What does that mean?
detonated by the United States was Castle Bravo.
Could you imagine
with
someone,
a
like,
yield
shot
of
that
15
thing?
megatons. And the
That's
aftermath was devastating.
Oh my God.
All of the wooden and brick buildings in nearby Severny, located 34 miles from the aiming point, or ground zero,
that was
were
pretty cool.
annihilated. In other Soviet
Jesus.
districts located over 100
God.
miles from ground zero, wooden
Dude,
houses were demolished.
Can you imagine if Mr. Beast made a video? It was like, I blew up a nuke, and like he buys the nuke and like sets it off on some island.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
that'd be so cool.
That would be, and he's got like a bunch of like cameras set up and like drones and shit. Like Mr. Beast,
he's-
bro, get me on your team, eh?
That's actually such a cool idea. He'd actually, I bet he'll do it. He'll do it one day.
Everyone send this to Mr. Beast, right? You're welcome for the idea because I don't have the money to do it.
Radio communication
That's the video that
outages were
anyone
also
would watch.
reported. One
Yeah.
test
Yeah.
witness
If
felt
I
the thermal
saw I
effects at
set off a
distance
nuke,
of
I'd be like, what the
170 miles, even with dark goggles. The intense heat from the detonation was capable of causing third-degree burns at a distance of 62 miles from ground zero. The shockwave was
Okay.
felt as far away as the Dixon settlement, located
Ha,
430 miles
Dick.
away, and windows shattered at a distance of 560 miles.
Holy
Windows
moly.
even shattered as far
Long
away as
distance.
Norway
That
and
is a very long
Finland
time.
due to the atmospheric focusing of the shockwave. Despite being an airburst,
So you're telling me it does all this to
detonated
Earth, but if we shoot it at the
13,000
moon, the
feet
moon's
above
just gonna be like,
Tsar
I'm
Bomba's
chilling.
seismic magnitude was
Yeah,
estimated
moon
at
will be
5 on the
chilling.
Richter scale.
All right, pause this
Seismic
right
sensors
now.
I'm pausing, bro. We're shooting the fucking moon.
The moon weighs 7.35 times 10 to the power of 22
Oh, okay,
kilograms.
shush, bro. I don't give
Yeah?
a shit. This is a mega fucking bomb that's gonna go shove. It's gonna shove itself up the moon's ass. All right,
Dude,
And then guess
that's
what? The moon's
a
gonna explode.
7. That's a 7 with 22 zeros next
Yeah.
to
Okay.
it.
And how old are you?
How old am I? I'm
Yeah.
21.
Exactly. So it was 1 more year older than you. So shush.
Satan.
Satan
In
2. Oh,
2019,
okay.
Vladimir Putin
Oh, it's owned by
revealed that the
Putin.
feared Satan II
Alright,
nuclear
mate.
missile
Oh.
had been successfully tested. The Russian
Tested?
leader announced his most powerful nuke, said to be capable of evading any defense system, had passed a rigorous
Jesus.
round of
that, man,
tests.
that's not a
The
nuke.
weapon is more than
Creates like a
3,000
nether portal,
times
bro.
more
The
powerful
gate
than
to
the
hell.
bomb that wiped out Hiroshima.
Oh,
It is said to be virtually
3,000 times
undetectable.
more.
The test is said
Oh,
to
it's
be Putin's
undetectable
way of
too,
sending
lovely.
a clear message of war
Oh,
to
nice.
the world. And
So this could
especially
be coming
Britain,
to us right
after
now.
Former Prime Minister Theresa
Yep.
May expelled 23 Russian diplomats following the poisoning of former double agent Sergei Skripal and
Alright,
his
if
daughter
Putin doesn't
in
get
Salisbury.
assassinated,
The
we're
bomb
all-
could devastate an area the size
All
of
I'm
England
saying.
and Wales combined. It has an incredibly short launch burn phase, the time
Zebra
U.S.
rocket.
satellites find it easiest to track.
It's got a
and it
missing
then
texture
basically
on it.
disappears. Because of its increased trajectory, the Satan II can travel over the South Pole to hit the West, rather than the shorter
Oh, it can go around the
North
entire
Pole route.
world.
Oh,
Nice.
This again
nice.
means it is invisible to U.S. tracking satellites. For all the
Great.
focus on North Korean rocket and warhead tests,
Yo,
Pyongyang has
Kim.
only
Oh, we got
with
Kim.
technology
Hey.
more
Posted
established
up with the
nuclear
goggles,
superpowers
dude. He's
acquired in the
chilling.
1950s and 60s.
He's like, oh, there's
Russia
a rocket.
And China, in contrast, have pushed ahead with a new generation of weaponry. Both nations have focused on new land and sea-launched nuclear
Why does
tipped
it
missiles
sets up like an
aimed at
actual
crossing
rocket?
continents.
That's fucking curse. I don't like that.
B-41.
The B-41 was a thermonuclear weapon deployed by the United States Strategic Air Command in the early
Thermonuclear.
1960s.
Alright, I don't like that term.
It was the most powerful nuclear bomb ever developed by the United States, with a maximum yield of 25 megatons. The B-41
Still
was
no
the
idea what
only
that terminology
three-stage
means, but
thermonuclear
yeah.
weapon fielded
How
by
many
the
megatons
US.
do we need to wipe
About
out the
500
moon?
bombs were produced between 1960
figure
and
that out now.
1962, remaining in service until
Probably
July
like
1976.
30
The development of
megatons.
MK-41 began in 1955 to fulfill the U.S. Air Force's requirements for a Class B bomb. It weighed 10,000 pounds, making it a high-yield thermonuclear
big.
weapon. The prototypes were
10,000
test
pounds.
fired
That's almost
during
as much as
Operation
Damien's one.
Hardtack Phase 1 in
Oh, should be
1958.
heavier.
The three-stage thermonuclear weapon was primarily boosted by deuterium tritium and believed to have used lithium-6 deuteride fuel for fusion
You're
stages.
saying this like I have
Two
any idea
versions
what
were produced,
lithium-6,
a clean
whatever you
version
just
with
said
a
was.
lead-encased third stage, and dirty uranium-encased version. Both were
Uranium?
airdropped
Dirty
by attaching with two
uranium.
parachutes for delayed detonation. During its
Oh, so
operational
it's a nuke
lifetime,
inside of
the
a nuke.
B-41 was
Nice.
the most efficient
Double
known
nuke.
thermonuclear weapon in terms of yield to actual weight, with a
Alright, I
5.2
found out how many I
megaton to
need.
ton ratio.
Okay,
It-
tell me.
Apparently, you need approximately 3,000 megatons of explosives to blow up the moon.
So we need like 1,000 of these bombs. Surely there's a bomb on here that's like 5,000 megatons.
Well, it's,
We
one
just shoot
said
at them.
30 megatons, right? Was there one that was
Yeah,
30?
yeah. This one's 30. It was like 25
Well, yeah,
or
that's
something.
100 of those, and you blow up the moon.
Okay, that's not that bad. We can fund that. Let's start a GoFundMe.
Its blast yield was 25 to 50% that of the Tsar Bomba, which delivered a blast of 50 or 100
Bomba.
megatons of TNT.
Wait, 100
God, that-
megatons. There's 10 of those we need.
Is that it?
Only
The 1st
10.
of March 1954 marks one
I
of
don't
the
know what
most
they define
serious
as
nuclear
destroy.
fallout incidents in history. On
Probably
this
just
day, the
crack
United
it.
States conducted its
Yeah.
largest
Two
ever nuclear
moons.
weapon
Two, like,
test,
half
codenamed
moons.
Castle Bravo
Two.
at the Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands.
two.
Bravo was part of
Second.
Operation
Moon the
Castle,
second.
a nuclear test series designed to develop an aircraft deliverable thermonuclear weapon. Due
Oh,
to a design
deliverable
error,
nuke.
the explosion
Nice.
reached a
I like
yield
that.
of 15 megatons, making it 2.5
my
times
God.
larger than expected, and more than 1,000 times
Don't
as
they s-
powerful as the Hiroshima bomb.
Don't they set nukes off in like
Radioactive
the
fallout
ocean
from the
or
test
something?
spread
To, like, get
over
rid of
more
them?
than 11,000 square
No,
kilometers.
they
Yeah.
do it with,
Traces
they
of
do it
radioactive
with like
material.
explosives. I know they do it in like the ocean, like the military does. And obviously in like certain parts of the ocean.
I don't think they set off nukes. Nukes are like a lot easier to take apart than actual other explosives.
Yeah,
if
I would assume
understand.
so. I mean, you can probably like drain a nuke, right? Like drain most of the shit out of it. Like
But
I don't know.
a nuke they're not liquid, they're solid.
Yeah,
so,
but wouldn't it have like uranium or some shit in it?
Yeah, so the way it is the
Oh,
uranium.
this is so nerdy.
Okay.
Let's just keep watching.
With Australia, India,
Ah, dude.
Japan, the United
Like,
States, and
mate,
Europe.
as soon as a
The
nuke's
bikini
gonna hit us, we're
population
all
had been
alright,
forcibly moved to
that's
other
bottom line.
atolls
That's all
prior
I'm
to the
saying.
start of the U.S. nuclear testing program in the Pacific, with the Able test in 1946. Due to the
Able
unfavorable
test.
weather conditions in which the Bravo test had been conducted, the fallout also affected the inhabited atolls of Rongelap, Utrecht, and others.
Also,
In
they
addition
just
to
set a
uprooting
nuke off
people
and
who
then
had lived
ruin
on Bikini
people's
Atoll for
houses.
millennia
Ah,
and
great.
permanently making their home unlivable, the U.S. government
alright.
was
They've
responsible
never
for the
played
deaths
Minecraft
of
anyway.
numerous Japanese fishermen who were
Yeah, just
working
go to
waters
Highland, it'll be
nearby.
fine.
This started a diplomatic standoff with Japan and led many people to criticize America's cavalier attitude toward nuclear war. The bomb weighed approximately 23,500 pounds and was
Holy
based on the Teller
damn.
Alam thermonuclear weapon design. The
How many
explosion
megatons
occurred
this one
at
got?
6:45 a.m. local time. The bomb was in a form readily adaptable for delivery by an aircraft and was thus America's first weaponized hydrogen bomb. Seconds
just
after
set a
detonation,
nuke off for no
mushroom
reason.
cloud 4.5 miles wide formed. It ultimately reached a height of 130,000 feet. The explosion
How
left
do
a
they
crater
know?
on
They're
the
not out
ocean
there
floor with a
measuring it.
diameter of 6,500 feet and a depth of 250 feet.
So they did set it off in the ocean. It still fucking ruined everything.
The MK-17 was the first operational thermonuclear hydrogen bomb
Dude,
developed
that
by the
is
United
a
States. The Mark
big,
17 had a yield
big
equivalent
black
to
long
25 megatons of
Looks
TNT.
like the Mario bomb.
The total production
It
of Mark
does, it actually
17
does.
was 200, and
Oh,
there were
the Mario
105 Mark
Yeah, that
24s
thing.
produced,
Bullet Bill,
all
mate.
between October 1954
Yeah, I think
and
it's that.
November 1955. Design and development began when Los
So in 10
Alamos
years they
National
made this.
Laboratory proposed that a bomb design using
Dang.
lithium deuteride with non-enriched lithium was possible.
Okay.
The Mark
I'd like to point out,
Yes.
we've come a long way in like 60 years, right? Like, why were we ever wasting our time designing this? When do I need a bomb that's big enough to wipe out 16 countries? You know what I mean? Like, this is pointless. As soon as one of these goes off, we're all so just stop making them. It's been, and now we've got like iPhones and stuff.
I
dude.
looked up what
People are putting
lithium
their-
is, and it helps depression.
Oh, nice. So send one of these off and everyone's not depressed anymore. Awesome. This is actually an antidepressant.
It's an antidepressant, lithium.
Nice.
It's a
All right,
chemical.
cool.
That's
You
great.
heard it from Damu. Just go drink some lithium. You'll be fine.
steel casing was about 3.5 inches thick. It was
Don't
24
actually do that,
feet,
please,
8 inches
alright?
long,
Oh, wait, I'll probably die.
61.4 inches in diameter, and weighed between 41,400 and 42,000 pounds.
That's a lot of pounds.
Much of this was casing weight. The Mark 17 bomb was only 4 feet shorter than a Polaris A1 SLBM, but weighed half again
that's
as
a
much.
chode. What is that?
Size-wise, the Mark 17 was the largest nuclear weapon ever built by the United States.
imagine shooting
In
that thing at
combat,
someone?
a gigantic 64-foot diameter ribbon parachute was
Direct
designed
hit.
to slow down the
So
big bomb,
cool.
giving the delivery aircraft
One
time
shot,
to
one
escape
kill.
the deadly effects of the
parachute?
thermonuclear explosion. On May 27, 1957, a Mark 17 was unintentionally jettisoned from a B-36 just south of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So they
The
just
device
dropped the
fell
bomb
through
accidentally?
the closed bomb bay doors of the bomber, which
What?
was approaching Kirtland Air Force Base at an altitude of 1,700 feet.
How do you
The
just
device's
accidentally drop a
conventional
bomb?
explosives destroyed it on impact, leaving a crater 25 feet in
Oh.
diameter and 12 feet
my
deep.
Damn.
Though a
God.
chain reaction was impossible because the plutonium pits were stored separately on the plane.
That's
The incident
big.
spread radioactive contamination and debris over a mile-wide area. Although the
How do you
military cleaned up
accidentally
the site in
drop a nuke
secret,
out of your
a few
plane?
fragments of the
Oh,
bomb,
Miss
some
Clay.
radioactive still, may be
Oh,
found in the
sorry, I
area.
clicked the big red button.
I didn't know what it did. I shot the bomb. So pretty much what I've learned is I can't blow the moon up. That's all I've learned.
Yep.
Be very, very hard.
Well, that's not very good. We kind of need the moon.
Like 10 more React videos and then we can probably do it.
Maybe like 11, maybe 12. I don't know. Besides the point, that was a very interesting video. A lot of big bombs, and all I talked about the entire time was blowing the moon up. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you click another one on screen.
Like to blow up the moon.
Exactly. Leave a like, all right? 10 million likes and we'll blow the moon up. See you guys in the next video. Peace.